Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Will Motivation. I'm about to head to the office and do a little work, but I thought I'd do a quick, fun little video to talk about who has the best sounding cold start. Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Will Motivation, and today we're talking about my advice on the #1 way for you to get started investing in real estate. My 2017 Mustang GT with the Borla, not Borla, damn, what am I talking about? It has a Roush exhaust. I thought it was the best sounding exhaust, not too loud, but loud enough. And then the 2018 Hellcat Challenger, and it has a stock exhaust, but it sounds damn good. It's the best sounding stock exhaust I've ever heard. So I want you guys to tell me, what's your vote? Which one has the best sounding cold start exhaust? All right, because Mustangs are known for having like the best exhaust, but man, this Hellcat got a pretty incredible exhaust. So let's take a listen. I got the remote starts. The Hellcat's not going to run too long because the check engine light is on, and when you remote start with a check engine light, it shuts down after a couple seconds. So I'll get inside though, and maybe we'll do a little bit of revs or whatever. So all right, check it out. So we'll start with the Mustang. Here we go. I haven't started the Mustang in a while because, well, I got the Hellcat to replace the Mustang because I plan on getting a Mustang GT500 when it comes out, which could be, you know, a year from now, a year and a half, 2 years, right? So, but we do know it's coming out. So as soon as we're for sure that that's coming out, as much as I love this Mustang, I'm selling it, and I'm going to get a black one just like it, but I want a GT500. So otherwise I would keep this because, man, this Mustang drives great. It's not fast like the Hellcat, but for a daily driver in the summertime, it has been excellent. No problems whatsoever. Just a great car. I'm probably going to miss it. I mean, just talking about it, I'm thinking about how I'm going to miss driving it because it's just super comfortable. I had zero complaints about this car. I mean, the only thing is maybe it could have a little bit more power or torque. Give it an extra 100 foot-pounds of torque, 100 horsepower, and I think I would like it more than the Hellcat. But that's debatable. That's debatable because I'm feeling this Hellcat. Mustang looks better, hands down, in my opinion, than the Hellcat. All right, so y'all heard the cold start, and now let's shut down the Mustang and we'll cold start the Hellcat. All right, so now we will cold start the Hellcat. It's going to shut off, so I'm going to have to start it back up from the inside, then we'll listen to it idle for a minute, but here you go. I'm going to tell you, volume wise, the Hellcat has a louder bark when it starts up, but okay, like I said, it's gonna shut down because check engine light situation. But let me start it back up real quick. All right, so I think my Bluetooth kicked on, so sorry for that break in the action. But the idle, the cold idle, maybe a little louder. So that's saying a lot. That's a stock exhaust on the Hellcat. And what you heard on the Mustang is an aftermarket exhaust. They both have a deep tone to them. But I'm gonna say the Hellcat's slightly louder, man. The Hellcat has sort of a hollow howl, like a howl to it. H-O-W-L, if you don't understand what I'm saying. Like like a howl, like a wolf or something. Whereas the Mustang has sort of a, I don't know what you want to call it, like just a real good sounding, mean sounding, classic, non-mistakable, 5.0 sound to it. So I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments which one has the better cold start sound. It's not going to be a long video, but let me rev it up just a little bit for you guys. Mustang. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting ready to drive the Hellcat to work, to the office today. I'm driving the Mustang. I'm driving the Mustang today because I know I'm getting ready to get rid of it, so I know I'm gonna miss it. So man, let me go ahead and get my last joyrides in on the Mustang. So that's it. That's all for this quick video. I got another update on the check engine light coming soon for the Hellcat, so stay tuned for that. But this is just a quick little rev battle, nothing crazy. But yeah, I'm driving the Mustang to work today. You know what, this weekend I'll do a review comparison. I'll do a comparison of both of these vehicles. And I'll talk about what I like about each one and what I don't like so far about each one. There's not much that I dislike about the Mustang, honestly. The cockpit in the Mustang is actually, it's more comfortable. It's a better interior cockpit. But anyway, I'm going to work. I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, okay, so second part of this video, as you guys know, or some of you guys know, I like to try to help people out on my channel, because I started showing the experience of owning a Lamborghini, but I did not want to show that experience without trying to show people how I was able to afford the Lamborghini and maybe help some people out that are interested in learning. So the second part of this video, I got a really good question. I like answering good questions from my comments on the videos, and Stephen Logan Smith asked me about the real estate investor. So I'm a real estate investor, for those of you that don't know, but it's not my main thing, but it is something that allows me to have extra income to play with stuff like the Hellcat, the Lambo, the Mustang, the Raptor, and different cars that I get, because it's just my hobby. So Stephen Logan Smith asked me, would it be better if he's in a position to buy his first house, or buy a house? I don't know if it's his first house, but it sounds like it would be his first house. Would it be better to buy a rental property or an income property while he's renting his current home or current apartment or whatever? Or would it be better for him to buy and live in his first house? So I started, by default, my gut was saying, well, it's absolutely better to buy your first home to live in, and simple as that. But there's other investors out there like Grant Cardone, for example. He swears by lease the place that you live in, like rent your own apartment, right? That's where you live, and then buy an income property as your first move. So I said, you know what? If somebody as respected as that has that opinion, let me do some research and let me do some numbers. So I actually sat down and did a couple of scenarios of leasing your current home and then buying a rental, and then what what you would make from that rental potentially, and then what would be the the net outcome in that scenario. And then the other scenario would be just buying your first house rather than buying a rental, right? And actually, after playing around with the numbers both ways, financially, both scenarios will roughly, equate to being about the same net every month. So you could go either way and end up in about the same scenario, just to be honest with you. Because if you buy an income property and you're currently renting, then the money that you make from that rental property that you buy can offset your rent and make your rent cheaper, but you're still coming out negative because you are renting that place where you live. So it's not like you're really getting ahead that fast when you're paying your landlord. But in the buy scenario where you buy your own home, to me, it's a little bit better. So if it was me answering the question, what I would do, I would buy my first home to live in and then start looking for rental properties or income properties to invest in. And the reason why is because if you're renting from somebody, what control do you have in that scenario? So they could actually raise the rent on you, and then you're in a situation where you're losing money or more money every month. You just don't have any control over that. The other thing that can happen is your landlord could decide to sell that place where you live, and so then you might have to move. So for me, it's almost like a control thing. I prefer to have control over where I put my money. So if I'm going to be putting my money $1,000 or more every month in some type of place where I live, I prefer that to be something that I will eventually own. So I would prefer to buy a house, make those monthly payments, get a fixed rate mortgage, right, for 30 years to keep the payment low, but I can pay more towards it if I want to. I can access that equity I have in that home, through home equity loans. Now you can do that on a rental property as well. So that's why I say in both scenarios, it can potentially be a wash. The most important thing is whatever you buy, just make sure it is a good investment. So it's in a good neighborhood, where as you live there over time or as you rent it out over time, you can make it better and better, and the value of that investment can increase over time. So just make a good purchase decision whether you buy that house to live in it or if you buy it to rent it out. The other thing is, if you do buy a home to live in, make sure it is a home that you can later rent out. So for example, if you buy that house to live in it and you have to move for your job, like let's say you're in California and you buy a house and you're living there, and then your job is like, yo, you got to move to Texas. And then you're like, oh, I made a bad decision because I bought a property to live in and now I got to move. Well, no, you just buy a good property where if that scenario happens, you just move and rent and then turn that into your income property. Rent that house out. And then when you move to the next place, take your relocation package, if you get one, and invest in buying another house. That's what I would do. And that's what I actually did. Like I bought all of my first 4 properties were properties that I purchased to use myself. I bought my first house when I was married and had a family. I bought my second condo when I was going through a divorce and I just needed something small to get me through the divorce. Then I bought I bought an office space because I needed an office to work out of. Then I bought a house to live in, and so my first properties were all places where I wanted to live. And then I turned some of those properties into rental properties, like that condo. And that very first house I bought, I still own those properties, and I rent them out for more than $1,000 a month each. So that's my recommendation, man. I like to have control over things, to know where my money is going every month, to know, if I'm renting a place, that the landlord is not going to turn around and raise the rent on me or tell me I have to move out and that kind of thing. So, but if you just look at the numbers, they end up being about, just depending on the property scenario that you get, it could end up being like around the same financially while you're doing that. But I think the benefits to owning, getting your first home and owning that home and buying it in a good neighborhood and getting it for a good price might outweigh getting a rental property, unless you get some killer, but that can happen in either scenario. You get some killer deal that over time appreciates tremendously, but that should happen in both scenarios if you're picking the right property. So I am still working on my real estate course that will be online. I wanted to have it done in March, but I got 3 major contracts for events with Amazon and Intel that are going to be happening in the DC area and in the Dallas area, Detroit, as well as Cleveland, Ohio. So, that'll be coming up real soon. So I'm going to drop the next video on Sunday to let you guys know what happened with the Hellcat at the shop. All right, so talk to you guys on Sunday. Leave me any questions that you want me to answer as well in the comments. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for watching today's video. There's a lot more to come. Hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel. A lot of you guys have been asking me about when is my online course going to be ready. Well, I have good news for you. My online course is completed. I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can click on that link and get a 40% discount off the course. That'll be for the first 50 students. So if you're ready to take the online course that I've basically laid out everything that I know about how to invest in real estate, click the link below or just go to www.willmotivation.com/invest. And thank you guys for taking the time out to watch today's video. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.